It's the Bible.
It is.
We read it for comedy relief.
I don't touch it. She tells me, I keep saying, I hope I know what passed out. Most of them are people I had in court several times.
I never read it.
Yeah, how it is. I'm going, don't worry about those people. They don't even know how to read. They can't write.
It's Kathy once in a while. She's
Having somebody write, then she tells me that's
AI stuff.
That's unbelievable.
All right, we'll call the meeting to order for the Angola Common Council. Wow, can't even talk tonight. Monday, July 6th. Can we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Coffey.
Present.
Councilmember Olson. Here. Councilmember Sharkey. Councilmember Dow.
Here.
Councilmember McDermott.
Here.
Thanks to all our employees for a fantastic 4th of July celebration. We have not seen the numbers on attendance, but everything looked like it was very well attended. Of course, being on a Saturday, people had a lot of choices in all that different communities, so the numbers may be off just a skosh, but I'll tell you what, everybody see the fireworks show? It was spectacular. It really was. Matt really went all out. So we thank all our department heads, all our employees for everything they did. It's an awful long weekend for them, but they make it look so easy. So a lot of thanks to them. How about if we request approval of the June 15th minutes, and we will do a roll call on everything this evening because Jen was remote.
So moved.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Coffey.
Yes.
Councilmember Olson.
Yes.
Councilmember Sharkey. Councilmember Dow.
Here. Here. Yes.
Councilmember McDermott.
Yes.
Unfinished business, ordinance number 1802-2026, an ordinance amending the Angola Municipal Code, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.25, Parking. This is third and final reading.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Member Coffey.
Yes.
Member Olson.
Yes.
Member Sharkey. Member Dow.
Yes.
Member McDermott.
Yes.
Any other unfinished business for this evening? Hearing none, we'll move on to new business. An ordinance establishing a schedule of rates and charges to be collected by the City of Angola, Indiana, from owners and properties served by the sewage treatment works of the City of Angola, Indiana, and amending the Angola Municipal Code. This is first reading. We will do all three on separate nights, and we will have a public hearing, and Baker Tilly will be here one night so you can ask questions of them.
I move to approve the ordinance.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
I've got some questions. Help me out. We talked before about connection charges and waiving those for people that might connect to the sewer that leads to the Pokagon installment. This says that we can only waiver those things in certain circumstances, golf courses and so forth. Is there a separate ordinance that we have that I couldn't find that would deal with waiving it otherwise?
Randy or excuse me, Brian or Kim, you want to field that?
I believe that was reviewed when we discussed doing it for Pokagon, and it was determined that it was a home rule situation, and if Board of Works approved.
But if we pass this says it's only in those circumstances, and this would be our ordinance. But I guess that's why I've got that question that ran through my mind. And if it's still that intention, I think we need to put some exception in this regarding that. We could amend it at a later
How
time.
about if we do a little research and get back to you on this
Okay.
before we do second or third reading? Is that satisfied?
Yes,
It's
thank you.
C4 is where I found that.
Okay.
It's 2C4, I think it's where it was.
I think the Board of Works and the council have fairly broad powers when it comes to things like this. And
But I don't know if the Board of Works can overrule an ordinance. That's why I'm saying that.
okay, good question.
If it says in the ordinance they can do that, I think we're all right. But this, I can find it here if I look closer, but it seemed to say only in those circumstances.
C2.
Yeah. But it seemed to say that was the only circumstance. Golf courses, there are 3 or 4 basically not-for-profit situations.
We will research
Spell
it
that out.
and get back to you with an answer.
And this doesn't say how much the percentage of raise is. Is it a certain percentage?
It's the 11.5.
11.5
on the wastewater.
Okay, that's what I looked at. And I wasn't very good at figuring it, so I.
We were following Baker Tilly's recommendation,
Okay.
except for timing. We're moving the timing up a little bit. We decided it was better to implement early.
And our current ordinance allows this 109% extra for out of town.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought that was the case.
There's predicated by state law. Isn't there a state
Yeah.
law that addresses that, I believe?
And then there was another, hang on a minute. Just to be troublesome to everyone and make the meeting longer. At our seminar, we talked about these rates for connection, Mr. Schaub, you remember, and there was something in that seminar, you and I both looked at each other and said we were glad we weren't REPA. And that,
Well, that wasn't about raise.
no. And I'll explain. There was, and I wasn't sure.
We're glad you're not reading also.
Can I move?
I think my wife's glad.
Can I move?
No, that came out all wrong. Regardless, we have to, and under this new state statute concerning housing developments,
Yes.
have to justify every connection fee to show that it's reasonable and just. And I assume Baker Tilly knew about this in advising us on this, but I just wanted us all to be aware that there may be problems in these connection fees if those are somehow unreasonable. And I didn't know if that had been touched upon for
We did a
sure.
cost of service study several years ago, and they examined every rate, every charge, every piece to justify numerically why we charge what we charge.
And the reason I said what I said, Retha, is apparently it's going to come to you to submit to the state some form when they come up with it to show that those things have happened. And that's why I said,
Are you talking about what was incorporated in House Bill 1001 by chance?
I don't remember is that what it was?
You might be. Yeah.
And
What you're
the
describing.
housing expansion,
Yeah.
and how we have to, we have problems with planning problems with any connection fees, water or sewer.
Yeah.
And have to send a yearly justification for those things somehow, I think was in what I heard in the discussion. I didn't read it, but I was listening.
Yeah, I think that might be covered under 1001, isn't it?
HEA 1001 does not discuss any utility connection fees. It's permitting fees,
Okay.
justifiable
All
for
right.
any permitting
All right.
fees. I have to, you can
So
only
it's
change
per-
every 5
so this
years.
wouldn't
Once you
apply,
do, you
okay.
have to justify that.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm trying to remember what it was.
yes, you're right. No, it was all permitting that has to do with
Okay.
construction or planning.
And forget that question. I'm done. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Member Coffey?
Yes.
Member Olson?
Yes.
Member Sharkey? Member Dow?
Yes.
Member McDermott?
Yes.
Ordinance number 1804, 2026, an ordinance fixing the compensation of appointed officers, deputies, and other employees and of police and firefighters of the city of Angola for the year 2027, first reading. This was a 3% across the board increase for everybody. There were some very minor exceptions, partly for our part-time people. We had one person at City Hall that was slightly out of that, and one in the Parks Department that was slightly out of that, and one in the Highway Department that better aligned with what their role and responsibility. It was a very minor change, but everybody else was 3.5. I'd like to be more generous, I really would. Our funding going forward is still in doubt with the lit. We were hoping to have some certainty sometime soon. The conversations I've had with our state representatives has been more about more property tax cuts than fixing the lit issue. So we're hoping that we bring the local income tax issue back to the table and we do get that solved. It is a huge part of our revenue stream and makes our future finances very uncertain.
Move you. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. In the current format as it's written, I cannot support the staff, and I'm primarily looking at the firefighter situation.
Understand?
You know, we have a crisis that is brewing, and it has been brewing for some time, where we are losing by poaching from other districts our firefighters, our experienced firefighters. And I know there was an option presented to you, and I was aware of it. And I think that we have to get on board with that, because what we have is an issue potentially of having less experienced people, and we're having a hard time filling positions as it was from the last wave that left. And I think we have to find a way to do that. I have a couple of thoughts on that. When you couple that with the breakdown of the fire territory this spring, I think we have to seriously consider perhaps a raise for all townships in terms of the contract. 20% across the board, regardless of where they're from. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but we could then earmark some of those funds for the plan that was presented earlier. I have nothing but respect for you and Ryan and the budget process, but I also have nothing but respect for our firefighters. If we continue to lose our most experienced firefighters, and we are having a hard time filling the positions that we have, I think it benefits us for the city of Angola and to our constituents to make the sacrifice if we need to. And obviously we'll have, thanks to our friends in Indianapolis. But we'll have to find a way to make that situation correct, because we have a potential of losing some very experienced and well-coordinated and firefighters in terms of service and longevity. And it's very likely that we could have, most experienced firefighters in 2 or 3 years at 10 and 12 years. And I don't think, that's a position where you have to learn from doing. You hand down what you know. And for the people of Angola, I think we need to consider biting the bullet if we have to.
I appreciate what you're saying. The city of Angola is a very large picture. You can't just look at one without looking at holistically the whole people. We've got 15, 18 firefighters, but we've got 85 employees, so we have to look at everybody in total. Last year, we did break them out above what we did for everybody else. The first class the year before, we did extra for the battalion chiefs, which are the experienced people. They're now some of our most highly compensated employees that we have. We have looked at it. I'm not arguing with what you're saying. Yes, we're in a very competitive situation, like all cities are in this part of the state, and it's primarily driven by a fire district that was formed in Allen County that is encompassing all of their unincorporated areas. They were wise enough to join forces, which enabled them to have the financial wherewithal to do what they're doing. One of the reasons that we were looking at going down the road of a territory. We are in very early conversations about a district, which is totally structured separately. We're not anywhere near ready to roll that out, but we have had some very broad conversations about a district. We're also looking at a piece of TIF revenue that kicks in a few years that is for public safety, EMS, and fire, that will be spread across the entire county. So that pot of money is hopefully going to be coming along that we can take a look at in the future. The townships and raising their rates, it sounds simple to say, but it's extremely difficult to do without going down the territory road, because they have max levies, and levies can only grow so much year over year. So you can say, I'm going to increase you 100%. They cannot fund it, and they do not have the money. So it's not as simple as saying we're going to raise your rate. We try to do that every year, honestly, and have for many years. Mr. Olson has led the charge on that. Pleasant Township has been very generous with us, and we've been able to get their rate to a reasonable level, but that's where we wanted to start the territory talks, and then we could spread the territories as they consolidated townships. That was kind of what our hope was. But obviously, that program fell apart. We are talking districts. Whether we'll get there or not, I don't know.
Well, I know we've lost one of our more experienced
Well,
firefighters
we've
recently.
lost more than one.
Yes, and in the last few years, several. And this has obviously been an issue
Mhm.
long before I've been on council. And so, there comes a time where we have to, make a sacrifice if we have to, in my mind.
That district is looking at hiring, the last number I heard was a couple hundred people, and they are very well funded. Unlike
Exactly,
our
and I
situation.
can't blame anyone
I can't either.
who makes that move, but that puts us in a pickle because we are,
I understand.
Can we keep up with them? If we had the money, can we ever keep up with this district? My impression was we couldn't.
most likely not.
I don't believe we
Yeah,
can.
However,
We've had that problem with police officers and the state police now that they're making so much money.
Had we gone the road of a territory, we might have been able to do that.
however, I also,
But not currently structured, because we're also levy capped. We've been using public safety lit to pay our police department. We did pay our fire department for a long time out of that. We switched the fire department to the general fund, switched our police department to lit public safety. Lit public safety goes away in a few years. I mean, just goes away. Unless they replace it with something at the county level, but that is primarily for fire and EMS, not necessarily law enforcement. So we've got some challenges coming ahead if we can't get our lit issue resolved.
You spend more time talking with the county and the state people than obviously, especially you are the chief executive officer. When do you think we'll get more clarity in terms of the entire budget package? In a year, 2 years? What do you think?
I would hope to have something more concrete by the end of this next legislative session, which starts after the first of the year. It is a long session.
The budget session.
And this is just rumor. This is just people talking, and I've had several legislative members in my office and talk to them and visit with them and see them on the road. The conversation is more about property tax than it is fixing the local income tax issue. And that's what really hurts us the most, is the local income tax issue. We're having conversations with the county over the MUS meetings, and we've been talking to the other municipal governments. It's a very awkward situation for us to be in, and all municipals, not just City of Angola. We're all in the same boat.
Well, the silliness of all that is the state doesn't get the property taxes, so it's easier for them to say they cut
Yeah.
taxes when they don't suffer any consequence for it. And that's what the real aggravating part
And
of it.
the conversation you're having with the county has to make a decision by when?
We're still a couple of years out.
Oh,
but-
so
yeah.
we're really kind of in limbo here
Oh,
for
very
a
much
couple
so.
years.
Very
We
much so.
couldn't make any decisions that would.
And it's a long drawn out process, but what we're looking at is a countywide municipal income tax rate. But you only get one, and it applies to every municipal government in the county, all seven. To make us whole makes others widely winners and others big losers. So, and there is no state mathematical formula that makes it work for everybody right now. That's one of the processes of the MUS meetings is try to make recommendations on how to come up with a formula that works for everybody. The old formula was working good, but they threw that out, and they're kind of indicating they have no desire to ever go back.
It's my impression, however, that if we were to adopt what had been presented recently in terms of the pension money, and
That doesn't, what was presented doesn't fix the pension at all. It does not address the pension issue. The pension is based on first-class firefighters. What they were looking at was a longevity piece.
well, the
And
longevity
that would not
piece,
fix the pension.
but I think it would keep our people here. And I think that's something we have to consider because, my impression was that they would stay if we could put that piece in and it was not too expensive.
We have two groups that live under that though. And if you look at one, you've got to look at the other.
Well, so be it, I think, because
I appreciate your comments. Any other,
Mr. Mayor, do you happen to know the attrition rate for the fire department and police department by chance?
I have not computed it lately.
That's important. I'm only saying that because just from business, it was always important for me to understand the trend that we have, because it sounds like we've got a trend starting in the fire department. And I know we've been talking apples and oranges on how you can fund it. I don't really think we have an answer for that, but I wholeheartedly agree that we have to compete in the short term, whatever we have to do that while this other crap's all being sorted out. So, because if we wait, that's going to be too late. So just, if you want an opinion, that's where I stand to it. We need to do something.
All right. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Member Coffey?
Yes.
Member Olson?
Yes.
Member Sharkey? Member Dow?
Yes.
Member McDermott?
no.
Resolution 2026-901, a resolution of the Common Council, City of Angola, Steuben County, Indiana, approving the deduction from assessed valuation for the installation of new manufacturing equipment and the redevelopment or rehabilitation of real estate improvements, all located within an economic revitalization area within the City of Angola, Indiana. This is for Vestal Manufacturing, and the floor is yours. Isaac.
Mayor, thank you very much. Council, thank you very much as well for allowing me to come speak today. I know Vestal's been dealing with some lag on vacation schedules, so on their behalf, I apologize. They're not here tonight. Presenting a pretty, what I would say a couple years ago when we presented the first project for some of the onshoring work, and Mayor's talked about it a little bit to this council, the opportunities keep coming the way of Vestal. The way these tax abatements work, I'll say it once again and I'll say it again, probably in future meetings, is it's a but-for-it case. So when we look at these projects, what is the justification for making sure that the project is competitive? Also making sure that it's something that we're not losing. This is a company that's got roots in other states. We always try to take a look at that and when we're competing in these projects. This project scored a traditional scale within the real estate. It's 12,000 square foot total build. Just a little over 600 and I think 640. On the personal property side, it's about 8.9 million. And again, as I said, it's some of the more onshoring opportunity work that Vestal is going after. In total, 15 new jobs are being committed to this project, 470 today under roof. So a decent sized employer here. It's our largest, I believe, within the city of Angola. 23.6, $23.60 rather, in terms of their wage per hour. Tenure on the real estate, which is a traditional scale. And speaking to the point of some of the changes that the mayor was just talking about, we too are trying to condense now until we get direction, which should be, again, about the same time when you hear about the lit on personal property. Most of those changes that came on personal property impacted an $80,000 floor that's now jumped up to a 2 million cap, and that's fully implemented by 2028. So we're trying to keep the time frame of the CF1 compliance piece within that time period. So we've been switching a lot of our abatements right now. Outside of that, I'll be happy to ask or answer any questions if you have any of me.
Questions? Entertain a motion?
We approve the resolution.
Second. Motion is second. Any discussion? I would add several years ago, a couple of years ago, Vestal was getting ready to do an expansion. NIPSCO could not supply them with energy. We eventually put together a tax abatement program that helped them cover the cost of building into their project a very large chunk of money for natural gas. And so we're glad that we got that project started and installed here. This is an add-on to that project, I believe, as I understand from Vestal what they're doing. We'll give you a brief off subject of what we're talking about, but an update on our energy issue. NIPSCO is still planning on installing a, we got feedback. They're still planning on putting a new high-pressure line in to serve Steuben County. It is awaiting regulatory approval in front of the IRURC. The IRURC's had some shakeups here in the last few weeks. The chairman has now been reassigned as a commissioner. They are one short in that board. They're down to 4 people as opposed to the 5 they have. They're in the process of, the governor's in the process of filling that vacancy. The governor was in town this last week, meeting primarily with industrial members of the community. Very few elected people there. Myself, Will Howard, the president of the council, the commissioners, and Sue Glick, Senator Glick, and Representative Tony Issa. I think we were the only elected people other than the governor that were in the room. The conversation was primarily related to energy and gas and NIPSCO and electricity, both. That was primarily the crux of the conversation we had with the governor. I have since written him a letter following up on that meeting, urging him to support this legislative or this regulatory approval for NIPSCO to get this gas line built, which all circles right back around to what Vestal is trying to accomplish in growing their business. But I'd give you a quick update.
Can I ask one question about your meeting? Was anybody from the commission, regulatory commission, present at the meeting?
We had the chair of the commission about
the new chair.
2 weeks before. No, the old chair
Previous chair. Okay.
was up here 4, 5, 6 weeks ago.
But not at the meeting with
He was not at the meeting with the governor, and they cannot discuss an ongoing case. It's very much like a trial. They're very much like a judge. They cannot directly discuss a case. You can have other conversations and talk around the issue, but you can't go straight at the issue.
So I know I'm going off topic, but I want to
Sure.
get on this topic. If the regulatory commission understands the extent of the problem we have up here, that would have been a great meeting to hear the people at the.
We have used every avenue available to us to get that information to them, including writing letters of support of NIPSCO to get this regulatory approval. There is an office of the utility advisory, it's another government agency. We actually would, OUCC. Usually you go to them to get relief from utilities. We actually went to them and said, hey, would you back and they have been. They have been backing the utility because they understand that we are starved for energy in this corner of the state. It not only serves, what they're doing not only serves Steuben County, it also serves DeGrange County.
Any thoughts on when they will come to some sort of
Ruling is expected yet this month?
This month I should have a ruling.
and I didn't mean to.
Yes.
Give me a short change or.
No, he's doing a good job. Some of the same.
I'm telling people that.
Will Howard and I are trying to get a conference call with the Secretary of Energy, also the same subject, to support the regulatory approval. I did make contact personally with her in Indianapolis earlier this year. We had conversations about a lot of different issues, but that was one of them that we talked, and we're trying to have another conversation with the secretary.
Thanks.
Anyway, we kind of digressed and got
Well,
off.
on the energy piece too, I'll remind council, if anybody's interested, MISO's having their public meeting in Orland tomorrow evening, 4 to 7 at the in Orland. MISO's the 345 kV line that's being projected through Steuben County and ultimately into LaGrange County, ending at Topeka substation. So, a lot of power conversations right now.
We need energy to keep growing. We're starved on both gas and electricity right now. Any other discussion related to the vessel? I'll take a roll call, please.
Member Coffey?
Yes.
Member Olson?
Here. Yes.
Member Starkey? Member Dow?
Yes.
Member McDermott?
Yes.
Request approval of change order number 1 for Waukegan Utility Project Division 1 time extension. Any explanation necessary, Amanda?
So this is specific to, we have one funding pot that has a timeline associated with it. So we worked with the IFA to extend that. So this is not extending the project as a whole. It's just extending the time we can use those funds.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Coffey?
Yes.
Councilmember Olson?
Yes.
Councilmember Sharkey? Councilmember Dow?
Yes.
Councilmember McDermott?
Yes.
Report, clerk treasurer.
Nothing for me.
Kim.
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Rita.
I just want to give a huge thank you to our police department, street department, for all their help with the July 4th parade. We are very thankful when they support us and go along with some of our crazy ideas to make everything work. So I'm very thankful for them, as well as Trine University for allowing us to use their parking lot again. We had some great sponsors, so we ended up with a good day.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, I had some people comment to me, it's the best parade we've had in ages. I've heard people complain before, there's too many tow trucks and those things. There were floats, there was the band. It was great, Retha, and you needed to hear that. Everybody that I talked with thought it was the best parade they had seen in a long time.
Retha and Allison have both
I
been
was
trying
just-
to work in that direction to achieve exactly what you just said.
Allison Daglow, our community coordinator, did an awesome job this year getting everybody organized and getting all the information sent out. But yeah, we had float contests again and had a lot more entries this year, and it was a lot of fun.
American Legion.
American Legion Post
Yeah.
31.
Yeah.
Any thoughts about when door sign?
So no.
Okay.
There will be an amendment that comes back to you, and we are just waiting for some more information. The state came back and wanted some other detail on the ordinance. And we sent that to them. They wanted it a different way, so we sent it to them again, and we're just waiting for them to review so that we don't have to do multiple amendments. And once that is officially approved by them, then we can
What
get
kind
signs
of
put up.
amendments with this? The size of it? The
No,
time
it was-
period, or the type of
No, it was
glass?
wording. They wanted the map spelled out
Okay.
and written out instead of, and then we did that, but then they wanted it a different way.
Okay.
So it was just the wording of that.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Sue? Nothing? Mr. Gaff?
Since the last month's storms, I finally last Monday got our alarm system back up and working. Found a broken wire on top of the Jackson Street water tower. So we have that back working. We did have to put a new PLC in our roll channel panel from the storms on June 6th. Tried the PLC parts of it. So other than that, we're hopefully back to more normal. I did find an issue this morning on my CSO report that I have to have some programming corrected to get the full report correct. So you'll see it's a little shorter tomorrow morning, but we did not have a CSO. Thank you.
How much rain did we get?
I did not even look at it at the
My
plant.
measurement, I was telling Jeff earlier, 4.1 inches over the two and a half days. We've got
We run in 24-hour increments, so I get the full report midnight tonight on what we got. So
Anything else?
that's it.
Mr. Sass, what do you got?
Nothing there.
Nothing? All right. Scope?
Construction started on Shawnee Drive. That's our one and only community crossing project. So it started, so far the residents have been pretty good with the disturbance.
We will be running a little long on budget, but we do have enough budget money to cover it, but we were gonna go a little bit over what the estimate was. We found that some straight of the road was wholly lacking.
Sidewalks?
Do it right.
Yes.
Chief?
Nothing, sir, other than a successful fourth for us. A lot of time put into it, but it worked out well for our side.
Appreciate all the officers you had in the park. Their presence was noticeable, and I think it kept the crowd under control.
Well, hats off to them because they're either in 12 or 16-hour shifts, so it was a long day.
They were working extremely long.
Tammy, what you know, when you're not there, the officers that you sent out, Officer Alley, and I can't remember the other man. They're fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
They're really good at presenting information to the council when we need it. So I just want you to know that.
Very good, thank you.
Their reports are somewhat lengthy.
Yeah.
Request approval of allowance accounts payable voucher 80,539 to 80,873 totaling $1,937,288.13.
Move that we pay the bills.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Coffey,
Yes.
Councilmember Olson.
Yes.
Councilmember Starkey. Councilmember Dow,
Yes.
Councilmember McDermott.
Yes.
Any other?
Mayor, can I ask you one question? Did you get the opportunity while you were talking with the state people about NOAA weather?
We've had several conversations with them. The last I heard, they did have funds. They were waiting for a contractor to fix the antenna locally. Apparently it was an antenna issue and they've got to climb the tower to get it. The last I heard, they do have approval. I did not get a timeline of when it will be done though.
I hadn't even heard about the approval, so that's a
Yeah,
good sign.
well, that was the last communication I received back was, they did have approval to get it done. Not only does it take out Steuben County, but it also takes out LaGrange County. LaGrange County depends on the station that's here in Steuben County to handle those, so, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other new business?
Just one comment, I can attest to the fact that the splash pad is being used heavily.
Yes.
And it's, I've had a lot of compliments on what a great addition that is to the city. And hats off to Matt and what they did also for the 4th.
Yep, they did very, very well. All right, anything else tonight? Hearing nothing, we are adjourned. All right.